Hi, I'm Mark Peikert, Editor-in-Chief of Playbill.
And I'm Felicia Fitzpatrick, the Social Media Director.
And we're here at the Ambassador Theater on Broadway to check in with the longest-running American musical in Broadway history, Chicago.
Hacha!
And with the recent popularity of the Fosse Verdon Limited series and 20-plus years on Broadway, we thought that we would stop by and see how the dancers are keeping things fresh 8 performances a week for 20-plus years.
Skidoo.
And so we have a couple of people who are going to teach us a couple of combinations so that we can all have a killer diller bounce to our step every day of the week.
Jazz.
You are not dancing, Felicia.
We'll see.
We're standing with David Bushman, the dance captain of Chicago.
Hello.
Hello. How long have you been with Chicago on Broadway?
I've been with them since April 2014.
You, as dance captain, what is your primary job?
Maintain the show, the cast that's running, and to teach and integrate any new people coming in, from ensemble to celebrities to new leads that are coming from other shows on Broadway.
So, I mean, you have a ton of people who have been here for a while. And on a regular basis, you have people who who are stepping onto stage for the very first time in their lives.
Yeah, any stage, some of them, yeah.
And so how do you manage to bridge that gap?
You know, I've taken Annie Reinking's way of working with people, and I'm sure Bob Fosse did the same thing. That's where Annie got it, is to use the person that you have in front of you. So you're not imposing... I mean, you have the style that you're going for, but you're not asking someone who's never done Fosse before to suddenly be an expert in Fosse. So you use their strengths. And especially when you're putting in somebody into Roxy who's never done Fosse before, you find a way to make that make sense on her body.
So you're going to teach us a couple of combinations, like a couple of classic Fosse.
We're going to show you some of the classic Fosse stuff that's in our show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is Chicago.
Which is Chicago.
On Broadway.
Oh, we call it Crunchy Granola, and Annie's basically taken steps from all of the vocab. But the biggest thing for me is the twist. It's twisting one part of the body, the lower against the upper, and then you've got this arm moving at a different pace, and your head is also changing direction. And so it's just a lot of details to manage in just one step. There's a couple of positions that we hit in it, and it literally looks like an Erte painting, with the ladies with the beads hanging from the arms. And again, it's a beautiful use of the elbows, wrists, hands. That is signature for Fosse. Those are super important articulations. All of jazz really is our commentary on what's happening with Roxy and Fred Casely, ending with a great little snapping section. The nice thing about this step, and it's all the women that are coming out to introduce Billy Flynn in the show. And so this comes directly from the burlesque world that Fosse basically grew up in. We just call this, what she's doing is the simple hip rolls coming front. It's sort of the introduction of the piece, and it's all happening pretty much, it feels like it's in slow motion. It's very languid, and then you have this beautiful isolation of the hips while they're pulled up and super elegant on top. Yeah, we just did a couple of steps for Me and My Baby at the top. And again, it's just a classic use of the isolation. Me and My Baby is one of the classic full production numbers in the show. And it's dance from beginning to end. I always like to say it's a little bit like the steam heat of Chicago. We call this a Pippin step because it literally was a step that Fosse used, and it's associated with the musical Pippin, the original version. And it really is sort of the sunburst of the arms. The wrists actually open out. They sort of do a flare out, and the fingers of the hands are super spread. So again, it's this nice explosion of the arms and then a nice slow open. And we showed it in 3 different ways that it's used in the show. The next one is another moment in the show where we're looking in a different direction, and then one square on, which we use at another time in the show. So it's the same step used 3 different ways in the show. And you saw us do what we call the broken doll. Felicia actually came in the end and did it with us. And it's just a classic use of the isolation. Shoulders, legs.
Felicia, I had no idea that you were ready to go on to Chicago tonight.
I am going to be the understudy.
For
everyone.
Everyone?
They were so impressed with me. They were like, we just want you to just cover every single role.
Just from the broken doll?
Yeah. I mean, look. When you can isolate your shoulders like that, why wouldn't you get an offer?
Isolation. It's all about isolation, guys. That's what I'm learning here. I hope that you guys had as much fun as we did learning this.
Yes.
I hope that all of you are now prepared to understudy literally everyone in Chicago, as Felicia is. Who's come to see Chicago at the Ambassador Theater on Broadway. Who knows? Felicia might be one of the stars that night.
I'll be all of the roles. Like I can only do the show as a one-woman show.
So you're doing it as a solo.
A solo
Wow.
rendition of it.
What,
Yeah.
and is that at the Ambassador or is that a black box downtown?
No, it's the Ambassador on Broadway.
Oh, Monday nights only.
I will just be doing this move the whole time. Great. See you then.
Broken Doll. Great. All right.
My dear little baby, look at my baby and me.
I think it's sweet.